Oh man, I hope everyone's ready to basically jump straight into this because, like, there's literally a save point that I can just refer back to. It's a cards, okay. Like, today's live stream's gonna be super convenient. Because of that. Like, I could just jump straight into it. Getting hydrated, very important. Never not want to be hydrated. Keep those on the side. Keep those up and running. Alright, and with that said, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Visual Thursdays with your host, Anime Fan RK2K. Today we are going to play some more Katawa Shoujo. And we're going to jump into the Lilly route tonight. Just so you know, the Lilly route... Hey, how's it going, Tom? Just so you know, the Lilly route, we're going to be jumping straight into it, more or less, because, guess what? There's literally a choice right here, as you can see, that determines whether or not I'm going to be on the Hanako route or the Lilly route. It's this one choice that makes that difference. So I just have to say, go for a walk into town, and then we'll go right into it, like so. Following Hanako to the library seems a bit intrusive. There was a reason she left the classroom after all. Need that one. That aside, I do want to catch up with Lilly. At the very least, I'd like to thank her for looking out for me despite her other obvious taxing duties. I guess I'll walk around town. With any luck, I should be able to find Lilly. The exercise will do me some good as well. Also, my window's in a weird place, so let me move it so I can see it better. Walking through the school courtyard to the gate, I give a small nod to a couple of passing classmates, gesture being returned in kind. What? Tom, stop thinking enthusiastic walks. Even from here, the shouts of the sports club members can be heard. From the sheer volume of the din, the track must be packed right now. I remember what Lilly said yesterday about being dropped right into the middle of the busy time for the school. While I'm trying to get my bearings and catch up on study that I missed, everyone else is doing normal school activities. The feeling of being a foreigner still hasn't dissipated, at least not yet. Well, I guess not everything's bad. This is a private school, and that much is easily noticed when walking around outside. Not only are the school grounds huge, the buildings themselves are immaculate and quite divorced from the dime a dozen concrete blocks of public roads. There's also the fact that there's a much stronger feeling of community here, or at least a friendlier atmosphere. In my old school, it's generally accepted that people would keep to their little clique and be done with it. So got your TV back? That's good. The game volume's a bit loud? Yo, the game volume is like set to really low too already. It's already like less than half volume, so I can't really do anything about that. If you're saying it's hard to hear me, though, it's kind of weird. Although I did change my mic volume at some point because I was crackling pretty much. Yeah. We'll try adjusting it a little bit. There you go. How's that sound? A little bit better? Probably a little bit better. Not be that thing. Yeah. Anyway. Eventually, I reach the gate and begin to walk down the road and into town. Well, that was fairly productive. Having seen a fair portion of town, even including the houses perched on the hills around the outskirts, I decided to take a walk around the park before heading back. Actually, I wonder if, there you go. That probably sounds a lot better. It's fine. Alright, she turns it a little bit. There you go. That should help. Living in this city all my life, the total lack of smartly dressed businessmen and fashionably dressed girls strikes me as incredibly unusual. All that's to be seen are the odd elderly person shuffling along the sidewalk and assorted busily chatting pairs of middle-aged women outside of small storefronts. Walking along the road to the park quickly distracts me from them, though making me realize that I perhaps pushed myself further than I should have done to see as much as I could. Left early because you were exhausted yesterday? That's fair. Yo, I played some good Remy lore. It was fun. As my breath begins to wheeze and my chest tightens more and more, I give up on the prospect of soldiering on. For a quick glance around the park as I enter, I take a seat on a wobbly old bench that I notice near a couple of vending machines. For minutes on end, I sit with my head bent over, forcing myself to take deep breaths. I feel more like an old man than a teenager who should be in the prime of his life. Stay in hospital. Surgery and the medications must be taking their toll on me. Oh no, the stay in the hospital. The stay in hospital. That's wrong. Damn it. Eventually, my breathing returns to normal and the muscles of my chest loosen, not without a fair measure of relief. Guess this means the end of my little sojourn, though, in any case. There's a cafe on the far corner, so I'll stop by to quench my thirst before heading back. A little bell above the door signals my arrival to an empty counter. For a few moments, I stand there waiting, my eyes every now and again drifting from one end of the counter to the other, searching for a service bell. Eventually, a door some ways behind the counter opens, a person emerging from it taking me by complete surprise. Yuko? Hi, I had no idea you worked here. Really have no idea how to address her either, given that she is technically school staff as well as apparently a waitress.
Yes,
She quickly paces up to the counter, before flinging her upper half downwards in an overacted bow.
Welcome to the Shanghai. May I take your order?
Straight down to business, I see. I don't know. Well, some coffee, please.
Yes, certainly. I'll make it right away and bring it to you when it's done.
Thanks. Yuko's formality takes me aback. She seems to take her job very seriously. Obeying her instructions, I turn around and quickly glance around for a free table. Considering the cafe seems to be empty, this is a simple task to accomplish. So I walk towards the table adjacent to the window, and notice a flash of yellow around one of the table dividers. Pokemon have stands now? What are you talking about, man? Sure enough, no more than a glance is needed to ascertain there's a certain Sato at the table. That said, I don't recognize the suited figure across the table from her. Blonde, fair-skinned, and only a little shorter. She? I think she must be a relative. Since the two of them are all but silent as the suited figure takes a swig from her cup of coffee, I decide to greet Lilly. Some part of my coming here was in order to meet her after all. Hi, Lilly.
Hisao.
Yeah, nice to see you again. The suited girl looks up, noting my uniform with a relaxed smile. Know each other? I guess. It's as good an approximation of our relationship as I can think of.
Care to take a seat?
She says this to the air beside me. The message is clear enough, and I take a seat beside her.
I suppose some introductions might be in order. Hisao, this is Akira Sato, my older sister. Akira, this is Hisao Nakai, another Yamaku student.
Back to using my proper Lilly voice. Looks like my guess was correct. The newly introduced Akira gives a nod, which I return. It's like, hey, how's it going? Nod. What I don't return, however, is the almost analytical gaze with which she looks me over. As she does so, Yuko walks up to the table and carefully places the coffee on the table before bowing and taking her leave. Yuko parts the Sato sisters so I can partake in my beverage. Wait, what? How'd that work? Gently bringing my hand to the side of the cup, I realize that it's already at just the right temperature to drink. After taking a sip, the flavor turns out to be just as good as the temperature. Yuko seems a lot better at this than being a librarian. Oh, she's got to be a librarian too. She's just a little nervous about things, general. Take a good long drink before relaxing into my seat. It takes mere seconds for Akira's examination to come to an end. Apparently becoming quickly bored with the activity, she turns to her sister. So, how's school recently? Seems Akira is entirely unconcerned with someone she doesn't know at all, listening to everything they say. Not that I mind, leaving them to their chatting, sit back and continue drinking the pleasantly aromatic coffee. And I, as anime fan RK2K, drink my fruit punch. It's delicious. It's in a packet. It's Capri Sun, guys. Sounds like it's pretty busy for you then.
At least, I'm not cooking your meals after school anymore.
As they talk, I slowly realize I'm entirely unable to gauge Lily's emotions through her eyes, as I would for any other person. It becomes slightly unsettling as I subconsciously focus on that fact. Whoa, so cold. Weren't you just cooking for yourself anyway? I only ever get leftovers.
That's not the point. Are you managing to feed yourself at least?
I can cook without blowing myself up, you know. Mostly, you know, sometimes it's an accident and, yeah.
That's...
Ha ha ha. It's fine, it's fine. I need to learn sometime anyway.
Ah, Lilly?
Everyone present is momentarily distracted by Yuko, places a cup of tea on the table for Lily. Taking the moment to glance at her watch, Akira levers herself off her seat and gives me a quick nod. Well, I better be off. It was nice talking to you, Lily.
Akira, do you have to?
Lily looks genuinely mournful at her sister suddenly leaving. Does seem like she might have the wrong idea. Sorry, I need to get back to work. I'll be on my neck again if I don't make it back quickly. So informal. Akira's trim and tidy appearance would give anyone the wrong impression of her.
Bye, Akira.
Come on, don't look so down. I'll be around again soon. See yas! Wow! That's something I say a lot! Really, Akira? You're gonna take my taglines? What's left? There'll be no anime fan archetype, just be Akira. Being erased, guys. Being erased by Akira! With that, she waltzes out of the Shanghai with her hand held high. Lily still looks pretty depressed, so I try to make some small talk in an effort to take her mind off it. She seems nice. You know, pretty good.
We used to live together, but now that I live at school, we hardly ever see each other.
Despite Lily having been quite affable, I still don't know how much I know about. I don't really know much about her. In hindsight, surprising just how much she's extracted from me, really. Used to live together. Was it somewhere around here?
It was pretty far south, so the trip into Yamako was fairly long. With her working hours getting longer, and Yamako being so far away, there was little choice in the end but to move into the dormitories.
You're saying I was Akira from the get-go? I feel like I'm being erased. I say that a lot too. Like, you know, I actually say that a lot in real life too. I go, see yas. I'm like, matane. Things like that. Just for fun. Just for funsies. Well, that explains the chatter about cooking. Evidently, regaining her composure, she livens back up, at least in part.
I take it you're better rested now.
Sorry?
You sound less exhausted than you did when you first came in.
To be able to pick out my breathing like that, she must have pretty good ears. Yeah, end up walking all over town, despite only planning on taking a short walk down here. Remind of my thirst from the walk, I lean forward to take a sip. Without further ado, Lily starts on her cup with strong-smelling tea. I guess I better get going back to Yamaku. It's only so long I can stall studying for, and I want to get a good night's sleep before the festival. Standing from my seat, I take the coffee-stained cup from the table.
You're leaving?
Yeah, you going to head back as well? It's getting kind of late. For a moment she pauses before lifting her face over a teacup, as if she was looking at me.
Yuko, could we have one more coffee, please? Okay, I'll bring it right away.
That's not subtle. She gives a short giggle. Haha. And my Franca says, oh, that was a terrible giggle. Oh, man. I tried to fake a giggle, guys, and that just sounded really bad. I apologize. Apologize to everybody who heard my really, really piss poor attempt at giggling. I'll giggle on my own terms later on. Promise. Kenji? Oh, that's harsh. She gives a short giggle at my frank assessment of her maneuver. Surprisingly childish and carefree, given her otherwise collected appearance. In the end, though, I have little reason to refuse. To be honest, I can hardly say no, all things considered. Give you a manufactured sigh. Sigh! Yeah, that's my manufactured sigh, guys. I literally say sigh. Take a seat opposite her. Wanting company, then?
I'd say that it's more that I was wondering.
I see, she's in questioning mode again. She does seem to be unusually interested in me, or at least curious.
Do you have any siblings?
Tom, you're Hisao because you're fucking useless. You know, Tom, I disagree. I think you would make a good Muto. Get them sciences. You know? You're not bright when it comes to people. It's okay. You don't have to be bright when it comes to people. Just be like semi-cordial and you'll be fine. King did not like being compared to Kenji. Not exactly an unexpected tangent. No, only child. To be honest, the idea of having someone that close makes me a bit envious.
Interesting.
Raise an eyebrow, which of course goes unseen. Short silence communicates the question well enough.
It's just that others have said the same thing before. It's a difficult subject to try and think about objectively, given that I've always had someone like that.
I can mostly understand what Lilly means, given that it would be hard to place oneself outside of a situation they've been in all their life. I mean, we rag on Hisao a lot in this chat. She and her sister must have a pretty close relationship. Taking pains to interrupt us as little as possible, Yuko dutifully comes over and places a cup on the table. Lily thanks her as I sit back, taking in this vexing girl in front of me. Despite always seeming to be on her guard and in control of herself when talking to others, she has an almost childlike curiosity about other people. That said, those rare moments she seems to slightly lower her guard are the most insightful into how she thinks. Reaching forward for my drink, as I reach forward for my fruit punch, realize something I should have noticed earlier. I think I'm starting to become kind of curious about her. I'm gonna stare at her because she doesn't know I'm staring. Because he sounds a creeper. What? You're the most British one? Well, Tom, per my bad voice acting, I guess you'd be Lily then. Despite making a good pace, it's already nightfall by the time we reach the large iron gates in front of the school. While it's nice to have plenty of time to wander around by virtue of living right next to the school, I can't help but get the feeling that very few students actually take the opportunity. Compared to the number of students I see milling around on campus during free time, it's startlingly rare to see anyone around town. Given the large number of accommodations and facilities that the school offers, many of them might simply not see any point in venturing outside, let alone people such as Hanako and Kenji. You're not Scottish? Well, wait, Lily sounds more Scottish than she does English? Uh-oh. Tom, just be Shizuka then. Play games. Have fun. Challenge people. It makes you wonder if students like Shizuka, Misha, and Lily are the exception of the school rather than the norm. So I wander back to my dorm room. I continue to compare my old school Yamaku. As I do so, I begin to be surprised that I managed to get even this used to everything that's happened to me. Sound more Scottish? Alright. See, I can't tell, like, I'm just not very well versed because actually at our workplace we had 3 people visit from London. So in theory you'd think that I'd be able to sound more English with that. Nope. Listened to them talk, had a good conversation. They left, business meeting done, completely forgot about it. Not the business meeting, but the accents. I mean, like I remember what they said. I just don't remember how they sounded. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there are no classes. Not just, oh, it's the festival Sunday? So that means I have to skip ahead again? Skip mode, yeah. Kanji's gonna do stuff. Gonna help Lilly with her stand. Okay, right. I know what I'll do. Even if it's just one person, I'll make the festival more enjoyable for her. Okay, so Hisao's now doing something a little bit different to help Lilly. Make Lilly enjoy the festival more. Alright, it's cool. So place the bowl on the counter, I call out to Lilly.
Ah, Hisao, you brought it back.
Yeah, here. Also, I hope that my Lily sounds a little Scottish, because isn't her family, like, of Scottish origin? So, that might actually work. Yeah, here. I slide it into her hands, and she takes it over to someone who's apparently on cleaning duty. Considering that I didn't see them here before, it's probably a penalty for their tardiness. Lily has a stand? NANI?! Yes, Lily's stand right here. Hey, Lily? She perks up and returns to the counter as she hears my voice again, realizing that I'm still here. Want to go see some more of the festival? She puffs her cheeks disapprovingly. Looks kinda cute, and in complete contradiction to her usually reserved nature. Takes a few seconds for me to get what she's taking issue with. Oops. Yeah. Guess you can't see it. I mean, man, I kind of blindsided you with the question. I mean, oh, man. I wish I had the foresight for, oh, goddamn. I didn't mean to. Super creamy, she would never lose. Lily giggles at me, exposing her teasing for what it is.
You're still not used to the school, are you?
She got me. Got him. Got him!
Still, I kind of need to stay with our stall. It's taken until just now to even get everything unpacked.
Guess her reluctance shouldn't overly surprise me, considering how much work she's put into this. Yo, vanilla ice cream. Good times. Everything seems to be running fine now, though. Besides, you got extra help on hand anyway. Boy in the middle of cooking some soba noodles turns towards us grinning. It's like, yeah! Go on, Lils! You've earned yourself a break. We can hold down the fort for now. Yeah, I'm very enthusiastic about this. I don't know why. I'm here to cook. Cook some soba noodles.
If you say it's okay, then I suppose so.
More broken vanilla ice.
But if you need any help,
then we'll call you. Go on, we'll be fine. Hell yeah. Lily finally gives up her resistance as he waves a spatula at her. She feels her way around the back of the stall and picks up her cane on the way. Guess the first thing we should do is look for Hanako. Lily seems kind of worried about her, and I doubt she'd be the kind of person to enjoy milling about in crowds like this all alone. So, I guess we should search for Hanako. Where to first? The YouTube people not have seen it. The both of us go quiet for a moment to think. Maybe she's in her dorm room?
I doubt it. She doesn't keep too many things in there, so she'd have nothing to do. Ah, the library.
As good a place as any to search for an avid reader, I suppose. Library it is. We'll check there first then. Aside from the muffled sounds of the crowd seeping in from outside, the inside of the school seems almost deserted. Or to make sure everyone has enough room. Everyone had enough room. I guess all the events were organized to be held outside, on school grounds. They're definitely quite large by any other school standards. Yeah, you know, but still, come on.
It's nice and quiet in here, isn't it?
Yep. Much nicer than the hustle and bustle outside. Take our time and slowly walk through the first floor of the school, eventually reaching the stairs to the second floor. Can't help but notice how Lily anticipates every door and obstacle, cane remaining still and her hand skating along the hallway railings. You really know the school well, don't you? She smiles and nods straight ahead.
I've been here for a few years now, so I know where everything is. The dorms still trip me up though sometimes. I haven't been there as long, and they're not as well laid out as the main building. If I'm remembering right, they used to be unused buildings before being renovated and used as dormitories.
That explains why the male and female dorms look different from the outside, and why the rooms seem kind of unusual for sleeping quarters. I'd assumed she'd been living in the dormitory since she began attending the school. Now I'm reminded of what she said yesterday. Skill Ball runs 8 years old now, is it? Dang, man. Yo, that's time. That's right, you mentioned that before. I assume that most of the students here lived in the dormitories once they enrolled. A lot of them seem to, in any case. Lily's expression becomes somewhat harder to read, the questioning evidently touching on a delicate point.
Well, how should I say? Everyone has their reasons.
Something tells me that one of those reasons is Hanako, hence her tiptoeing around the answer. Her own predicament is yet another such case. Wow. Wow. I guess it's a choice everyone here would have to make for themselves, or in my instance, have made for them. Can't be helped, I suppose. At least Yamaku itself seems like a nice place.
It's good to hear you say that. I thought you were coming to dislike it.
What about you, though? A reversal of Lily's statement takes her by surprise.
I've been here for a while, so...
It's not that. You just seem pretty depressed about Akira. What's with that look?
Akira's taken. Sorry, Hisao.
Lily never sees how fast my palm meets my face at her sly accusation. Hey, I was worried about you. It's no way to respond to concern. While she gives an amused grin, we round the corner of the hallway and enter the library. Yep, there she is. Hanako, library. Where's Hanako? Library, classroom, dorm. Most likely library, though. As we do so, it isn't hard to spot Hanako, considering that the room is completely devoid of anyone else. Given that there are no staff around, I guess there's no need to heed the usual library rules. I call out to her. Hey, Hanako.
Hanako is here.
She hears our voices. Hanako's head flicks up from behind a book. Probably the same one she's been reading on Friday.
Hisao, Lily.
Just thought we'd drop by. Lily's just managed to escape from the noodle stall with a little help.
That wasn't really an escape.
Hanako gives a small giggle, briefly surprising both of us.
I just thought that Lily might not be enjoying the festival.
Well, now we can enjoy it together, right? Right. Yeah, you know. Two nod happily before we set out of the library and towards the festivities. I hand over some change to the girl behind the counter, take the 2 styrofoam cups of tea. I try to accentuate my bow a bit to cover for the fact that she's quite obviously deaf. Guys, I'm bowing. I know you can't see it because I don't have a face cam or anything, but I'm bowing to the girl. In respect. Come to think of it, I probably should have asked for help instead of leaving those 2 in the gardens while I bought drinks. Trying to juggle 2 cups of hot tea for them and a can of coffee for myself out of the vending machine isn't exactly easy. Okay, Hisao, let me lay down the methodology that you're doing this wrong for. First of all, you can carry 2 cups of tea with one hand if you have big hands like I do. First. Second of all, you could just put that can into a pocket. You know, it's a little warm. I get it. You know, but, you know, pockets are good. That's where you put them. That's where I put it. Anyway. Just saying, Sal. Some places have trays. Look for the places with trays, you know. Some careful maneuvering, though. I managed to keep everything stable and upright as I walk over to the bench, where Lily and Hanako are sitting and chatting. That's actually a Waldo stand. Thank you very much. It's actually quite a nice place, lit only by moonlight. It's tucked away some distance from the main events. Compared to how hot it had been during the day, the spot is also pleasantly cool by now. Not that it matters all that much. Most of the visitors have moved to areas that are either closer to the fireworks or higher on the hill in order to view the display apparently planned.
Welcome back, Hisao.
Viewers are good. Not exactly close, and even Hanako hadn't noticed me. Here you go. Sorry it's instant, but that's all they had left by now. Hanako gingerly takes a cup from my right hand. I gently place the other into Lily's outstretched hands.
Did you enjoy the festival then, Hisao?
So Akira remained canon? Yes. Yeah, that was pretty fun. An honest answer. Much of the food may have been somewhat subpar. It was a lot of fun in the end, especially with Hanako and Lily. In fact, I think those two may have enjoyed themselves even more than I did. Both Lily and me around, much of Hanako's withdrawn nature around others died down enough for her to enjoy herself. As they sit drinking, the whistle of the first firework rings out before it explodes into a vibrant shower of blue against the night sky, heralding the beginning of the end for the festival. The beginning of the end. The end. Enthusiastic shouts can be heard from the crowds, scattered around the school grounds celebrating them. Yay! Fireworks! Woo! For minutes on end, Hanako and I watch the fireworks overhead as Lily blissfully listens to them with her eyes shut. Red, green, yellow, star-shaped, circular, and patterned, and all manner of shapes and colors fill the air, one after the other, and dance around the sky. No place near where I live put on such lavish displays. Festivals like this were a thing of the past in such a metropolitan area. To be seeing such a sight with these two, it's probably the happiest I've been in a long while.
So that's it. The festival finally ended.
Yeah. She gives a delicate, wistful sigh.
As much as I might complain about all the stuff we have to do, it's still sad that we'll have graduated before the next Yamaku festival.
Walk forward and stand beside Lily, gently resting a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry. Still have Tanabata later in the year, right?
You're right. It'd be nice to go there when it comes.
Minutes of silence pass, with only the blast of fireworks to be heard. Hanako stands there awkwardly, going,
"That was the first route, you know."
What? Seeing these two remind me of those words of advice Lily had given me to her as we walked into town together. Cherish the opportunity to make new friends, huh? Hey, Lily? Turns her head slightly to show that she's listening. Hanako's gaze still firmly fixed on the Technicolor fireworks bursting overhead. Mind if I join you two for tea every now and again? Smile on her face is more than enough to see her answer.
It would be a pleasure, Isao.
Aw, yeah. Act 2. Yo, where's the Katawa Shoujo anime? I want a Katawa Shoujo anime. I want a Katawa Shoujo anime, guys. Alright, guys, don't think too much about the... Needs more Devil May Cry. Don't think too much about the opening. You know, just calmly walk into Act 2. In record time! Past! Oh, look at that. Look at that cute, adorable little girl. That's probably Lily as a kid. Damn, my alarm bell's going off, guys. Alright, time to wake up and go to work. See ya, peace. No. Wake up to the annoying din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. So, you know, but still, like, Katawa Shoujo is really sweet. Like, I bet they could make an excellent anime series. I think the biggest problem would be the voice acting. I got it. Make a web anime series. We'll dub it in English, Tom. We'll do the English dub. It's a lot of dialogue. I got it. We'll get somebody to voice act all of it. Nominate myself. Wake up to the annoying din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. My face! The same alarm clock I had at home. One of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. Voice acting just for Misha? Yeah, I think I'd make a pretty good Kenji as well. Give me Misha and Kenji, guys. That's all I want. That's a weird combination, actually. You know what? We're gonna get Kenji and Misha. At least get me one other person. Yo, get me Muto, man. Get me Muto. I'll also go. That's Kenji, Muto, Misha. Those three. Hope that using it would help ease my transition to this new life. No such luck, though. Give Kenji the code. I don't know. Code doesn't sound nerdy enough, I think. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wipe the sleep out of my eyes, then reach over to my desk, open a couple of bottles of medication strewn around across it, and swallow a few pills dry. By now, the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad for given their purpose. Oh, Nurse Misha Muto? Oh, hell yeah. I'll take those 3. Oh, yeah. Haven't heard the nurse in a while. Who would voice Shizune? That's a good question. Feeling much more awake than before, I wander to the bathroom. While the shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as my new daily routine begins once again. Bright colors of the fireworks fill my mind, as do the 2 girls with whom I spent my time watching them. It feels strange to be moved so much by people I know so little about. Oh, yo, that actually a very excellent point, Tom. No one, she has subtitles only? That'd be great. That'd be a great representation of it, too. Then again, I suppose there aren't normal circumstances. These aren't normal circumstances. At least, I have someone to talk to, now aside from my schoolmate next door. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Walking through the door into the classroom, I notice I'm still somewhat early. See about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather be still in bed. Also, if you're going to do that with subtitles, Tom, we should make that the subtitles are linked with how much Hisao knows sign language. Otherwise, it's just straight sign language from Season 8. No, when you credit someone, you might have to pay them, King. Granted, if you credit someone with a role and they don't do any sounds, it's tough to pay them. It's true. It's at times like this that I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem just as perky as always. Armadillo blank. Hi, Shizune. Hi, Misha. So I realized that my greeting would be lost on the former, so I quickly followed with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered. Or interested, for that matter. It's like, dun-dun. Hello, Hee-chan! Are you feeling well? I can only assume her greeting comes from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking as herself or Shizune sometimes. Better than most to everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. She signs us back to Shizune as I say it, eliciting a somewhat terse answer. Her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering that these 2 made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Choose your words carefully, Hisao. Oh, he's getting kicked into the pit. Since you're a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks as if she's about to add her own comment, but quickly goes back to interpreting as Shizune continues unabated. While your contribution to Class 3-2 stall is appreciated. Huh? Word sure got around quickly. That or these 2 have their fingers on the pulse of the school. We would prefer your efforts to be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. Before I can respond, though, she said add something more, which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival then? Lecture over, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? She then gives a short nod as Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. Contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle into the classroom. Quick glance at my watch confirms that they're a few minutes late. Look over to Hanako's seat and realize that she's already there, contentedly reading a book. Makes me wonder just how long she's been there without me noticing. She's like, it's not my route this time. With heavy footsteps coming up the hallway, signaling Muto's arrival. Our idle talk comes to an end. I take my seat next to Misha. As the door slides open, he strides through with a ponderous gait. His posture is even worse than usual, and his eyes are barely staying open. I guess my quip to Lilly and Hanako about the staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their books as he reaches his desk. First class and the new week begins. Leaf, leaf, leaf. Through a book, pretend you're reading. I rub my eyes as the lunch bell rings out, glad for the temporary reprieve from work. Nah, Misha's voice is better. I'm entirely unsurprised when I look over to the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her acceptance on my request to join them yesterday, I decided to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, to enter the hallway before I can catch up. Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices and follows her lead, she almost jumps in surprise. Gasp. Hisao. Hello, Hisao. Hi, sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me, helped in her orientation by Hanako.
Good afternoon, Hisao. Are you joining us?
If it's no trouble, there's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod, as if to silently brush away any idea that would be troubling in the least. That guy is so scary looking, guys. We descend one set of stairs and walk down the hallway to the usual room. Paced somewhat quicker than usual thanks to Lily using Hanako for direction, rather than her cane and the railings. As expected, it's deserted. The sound of the other clubs can only barely be heard, as sunlight streams into the room from outside. Looking around the room, I notice a couple of empty easels propped up against the wall. I don't think were there before. Our club must use this room as extra storage.
Should I get the chess set out?
Hanako's voice seems less tense. She's directly addressing Lily.
Yes. I'll make tea while you sort the pieces.
I can do that for you if you like. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I made the right choice. Her face is remarkably easy to read.
Very well, thank you.
She slides a retracted cane into the handle of her bag and sets it against one of the table legs, before taking a seat opposite Hanako. So I prefer tea for the three of us. I can hear the small wooden pieces being set on the board, or how good Lily is at chess given her circumstances. By the time I place the steaming teacups on the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. So a very odd blind person gag. I note that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square, pegs on the bottom of the pieces, and it has each dark square slightly raised. Oh, I've seen these chessboards before. I didn't realize this was what it was for. Oh. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the position of the pieces, makes me marvel a little at the simple ingenuity of the design. Was it specifically made for blind players? Yeah, I've seen chessboards that look similar to this, like where they do things like that. I didn't realize that was what it was for. Here you go. Just sit next to Hanako, make her really nervous, make her lose to Lily. What? Hanako gives a small nod as I put down the cup next to her side of the board. Lily's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup touching the tips of her fingers, a gesture she seems to appreciate. Finally, take a seat silently and sip my tea as the two play. Contrast in their appearances while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face one of focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. Lily's gentle voice addresses both of us as she continues to play.
How was class, now that the festival's over?
I look to Hanako to see whether she'll answer first, but see that she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seemed to be dozing off, even including the teacher, not to mention the test on top of all that. Hanako quietly adds her own agreement to this.
I could imagine that being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student.
Well, I think I did fine. Other than the shock of a test coming so early, science is probably my best subject. Pardon, I'm finished off this fruit punch, guys. It's all gone. It's all gone. How do you do, Hanako?
Me? Okay, I guess. Hanuko's too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. That much is obvious. Lilly's smile slips very slightly. From her reaction, Hanako mustn't be skilled enough at academics to do very well without preparation. How did your class handle, Lilly? It went surprisingly well, actually. Only one student was absent, which was better than what the teacher expected. The topic of all but run dry, the two concentrate on their chess game once again. Can't say I've ever liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport. Given its unique nature, for once I'm wrapped in watching the game unfold. You found out why he sounds so dumb? Look at his hair. Oh, because he has an ahoge? As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skill at playing the game. Having captured 2 more pawns than Hanako, Lilly has the upper hand but only slightly. Till Hanako makes a strange move with her queen. Seizing upon this lapse in judgment, Lilly takes the piece with her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves a pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board, promotes it to queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move with her pieces and she realizes she just fell to Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board traced out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lilly must have played at least a few games of chess against each other after all. Check. That's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. Compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Thank you. I didn't think it would work. 2 pawns and a queen down is a lose immediately? Not necessarily. Depends on how you clear out your opponent's board state. I've also done like early game queen giveaways to put my opponent in purposely awkward board states. But like, cause like worse players will fall for it and then not be able to recover because they put themselves in an awkward board state to do it in the first place. And almost everyone trades like any piece for a queen too. Yeah, at high level chess, it's like it's game over. If you're up on someone a pawn and two pawns and a queen, yeah, it's game over. Like whoever's up is gonna win. It's true. Look over to Lilly, her fingers having just finished tracing out the position of her remaining pieces, in an attempt to extricate her king from this bind. I think this is checkmate. Taking a look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, her king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. Her other question as to which of them is better at this has just been answered. Yeah, you lose castling protection and the queen trade threat. Yeah. So it is. Lilly gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles. From their reactions, it seems like a fairly usual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lilly nods at Hanako's brief answer. Galaxy Brain? Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I can beat her every now and then, but that's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. Lilly came to Yamako at the start of high school, and Hanako when she moved to the dorms. That means she'd only been playing for about 1 year. For seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lilly has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Maybe play chess too much? I play a lot of chess as well, so... Growing up, so, you know. Lilly gives an appreciative, it's slightly amused smile at Hanako's quick reversal of her compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, heralding an end to the lunch break. That game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same. Guess we better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing up. So they take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, then places it back down on the table. Hisao, may I make a request? Stop hating yourself, Tom. Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I were to quickly feel your face? Yo, speaking of eating, I haven't eaten like my dinner yet. It's just sitting on my kitchen counter because I got home late. Oh, no, go ahead. I don't mind. Question takes me severely off guard. Once I regain my composure, it seems sensible enough. So far, Lily's had no idea what I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. Oh, you feel ugly. Lily raised her right hand, which I take in mine, got to my face and letting go. It's like, it just like smacks him in the face. ASMR food stream then? No. I need to prepare my meal. It needs to be heated up again and stuff. Anyway, the room is entirely silent as Lily's hand moves over and around my features, from my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. Expected this to feel a lot more disquieting than it does. Suppose that's because the action is entirely a matter of practicality, being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but what takes me by surprise is the length of her fingers, not to mention how sure even the slightest of her movements are. No doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs once through my hair before retreating, sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. It's only now, too, that I realize Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Oh, there's a really good curry restaurant in my town. Maybe I'll go there with Meth tomorrow. Get some curry. Thank you for letting me do that, Hisao. And if I might add, I think you are quite handsome. Blush a little at her remark before raising a questioning eyebrow. But if you can't see how... Just because I can't see, that doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. We better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. Guess we'll see you later then, Lily. I don't go to Chipotle. Walking through the hallways back to our classrooms, I notice that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up on her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time in Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. All that's needed for joy are small exchanges of happiness, after all. You know, all that's needed is a girl telling you that you're handsome. You know? Hisao. Anyway, as I reach my desk and set my bag beside it, I realize something, or rather my stomach does. Curries hate you for some reason. Curries are, you know, tough, man. I was so busy with those two, I forgot to buy lunch. Hisao starved that day, guys. Starved to death. The end. Katawa Shoujo. Saturday, what a day. My second most favorite day of the week. You know what? Alcohol hates you more, for obvious reasons, Tom. Yeah. Be careful with that stuff. Excuse me. So almost entirely due to the fact that it is the day with the second least amount of school, with class ending at the beginning of lunch. I open my door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and shorter class length. Confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. Confidently look behind me, see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess. Just looking forward to the afternoon. You? Wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step aside, shall we? Yeah. I was just about to before you stopped me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. Ignoring him, walk outside and start down the steps. Doesn't take too long for him to catch up with me again. Wonder if he wants money or to rant about another conspiracy. Maybe both. I've got a bone to pick with you. Uh-huh. It's about that blonde. You know who I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. For a moment I contemplate feigning ignorance, but realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily? The one from your class? You're on first name terms with her? Looks pretty positively shocked at this development. Did you not expect me to be able to answer? Yo, does Kenji like Lily? He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically, like everything he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man to man. Hey, thanks for the follow, small coffee bean. Aw, small coffee bean. Warn me about what, Lily? Kenji has a crush on her now. Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks. Even then, we've just been exchanging banal chatter about school as we while away at lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending inordinate amounts of time with her. Distressed me that someone like Kenji is probably as far out of the loop as one could possibly get, knows about such a trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Oh yeah, I remember his rant about the bowling woman, yeah. Then again, I am a transfer student, and she's not only the representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Well, yeah, he mentioned dating someone before, but it's probably not Lily. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that the rumor mill exists in this school, and that I'm firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge, see this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. Wait, what? I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay. Lots of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around her, okay? She looks all harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit. Bad shit. You know, the student council, right? Seems to involuntarily shudder as he says the words. Putting him and Shizune together in a room is an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they met. Oh, they met! I saw. We went through that in the Shizune route, actually. Yeah. Shizune and Misha are in my class. Seem to have dodged a draft, though. Good man. But this blonde, she was there. In the student council, right? Damn there. I see. And she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. So I'm walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I probably should. Explain that fight the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. Guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now feel this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Now, what nationality is she? Open my mouth to give the answer, but realize I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Given that she has no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, even though the player character, Anime Fan RK2K, gave her a very much an accent. That's my fault, guys. I'm sorry. I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that you mentioned it, though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. Probably should resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. Brush off the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has lots of social power? It's filthy, stinking rich. You know blondes are all rich, right? Had a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization? The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. What? But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign. There's no way she doesn't have connections to them. I have reasons to doubt the logic of his deductions, but he shows no signs of stopping. So, do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All those mafioso types come from there. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could be bad. The Mafia there is serious business, man. Ex-KGB everywhere. Paramilitaries. Hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop, just slow down a second. What point are you trying to get out here? Yay! I see a happy cheer. Anyway. You don't know what she'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I just want you to be careful. When the time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Well, at least he's concerned for me. Kind of. I wave goodbye to him as we separate out to our respective classes. But I'm not sure that he sees the gesture. What? King, are you okay there? Are you okay there? Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I borrowed last week. Might as well return them, considering they took all of 2 days to finish. I briefly consider inviting Hanako along to the library. She's already gone. Probably better for my studying if I'm alone anyway. The quick stretch, and a wave to a couple of classmates. Hey, how's it going? Hey, you, I don't like a boyfriend. And waved to a couple of classmates to give the same to me. I made my way out of the classroom. Alright, King, calm your devil may cry down, okay? I opened my bag and shoved the books through the return slots in the front counter. Noticed a strange person behind the desk, old and graying. She was Yuko's replacement when she's working at the cafe. Began looking for a free table, a task made somewhat difficult considering that, despite there not being many students in here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walk over to the one near the braille section. It's hard to tell whether Lily's concentrating hard or not, her plastic expression holding perfectly still as her finger slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Did I just reference the song that you think did? Yeah. What up? Hi. Mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. She trails off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Ah, Hisao. She gives a nod of a greeting as I sit opposite her at the table. Pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag and quickly thumb to the chapter we were covering in class. For a while, we sit there and read each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me of what Kenji was said this morning, though. That and the fact that I've never seen someone read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. Well, sorry. Gotta make a 90s song reference? That's what I'm here for. Is that a 90s song? I don't know. I kind of feel guilty about it, given that she has no way to realize I'm doing so. I decide to just ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret, after all. There's another thing I've only just noticed from her movements. Hey Lily, mind if I ask you a question? Not at all. Is anything wrong? I was just wondering, you're at least part foreign, right? She gives a small giggle before setting down her book. I've always been amused at how squeamish people are about that. Akira's mentioned how much she and I look different from most others before. The details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Devil May Cry is coming and so are you. Whoa. Keep your devil trigger in your pants, sir. Stop that. Scottish. That was not exactly my first guess. Take some effort to not blurt it out loud. Although Mr. Tom has said that I sound more Scottish than I do English, so maybe that accent's too perfect for Lily. I try to conjure images of the place in mind. I think as far as the UK goes, Scotland isn't bad to live in, but I'm not really sure. First guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. That does leave another question, though. How the fuck was it 2007? BAM! There you go. Not a 90s. Man, that means that, that song is still over 10 years old. But you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan, despite my mother being foreign. The entire of the UK is a shithole. Thanks, Tom. I get it. Hold on. She moved to the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours. So they don't live near the school? She gives a small sigh, as if she didn't expect me to go any deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we actually met. I feel like I'm not getting the whole story, but I don't really want to go unduly prying into her situation. Her about face shows she feels kind of awkward about it. So, do you speak much English? To be honest,
I don't know that much about Scotland, but at least I know that's the main language there. Takes her a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change of topic.
That's right. My family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young, but they made sure Akira and I knew our Scottish side just as well.
They met.
I'm fluent in the language, but I'm also studying it in school to keep my skills up to have the qualifications on paper, mainly.
So you're bilingual. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, I am too. I speak English. I speak American. I speak weeb. I speak nerd talk. I speak Pokemon sound effects. I speak Wahaha. That's the most important language, guys. The Misha language of Wahaha. Anyway.
I wouldn't go that far. Having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage, and English books in Braille aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyway, which also helps give me some motivation to learn it well.
Demand for English teachers. For a moment I wonder why she brought this up. Planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. Yo, that's a dang, man. I didn't know people got boners for Dante that hard, but oh, I. Must be nice having such a definite future in mind. Never really given much thought to mine, so I'm kind of envious.
What's wrong?
It's just, I could see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. For a moment she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle, something I've never seen her do before. With Lily's role as class representative and her dependable nature, teaching does seem to be a line of work fitting for her personality. I need to start timing out people for referencing DMC this much. You mean basically time out King and King alone? Sorry, that was probably a little much. It is true though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers.
It's not that. It's just that. Only one person's ever said that to me before.
A short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I end up steering into a troublesome topic again. Oh. No, we can't. We don't give. We give no leeway, no room, no recourse. Wait, what? I should try to cheer her up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding after all. Want to go grab lunch at the cafeteria after this? I hope the click sound came by. I might perk her up a little, or at least take her mind off her apparently complicated family situation. Going by her smile seems to have the intended effect.
I appreciate the thought, but the food there...
Quite a quick redirection of the conversation. She does have a point, though. Food there isn't the greatest. Maybe the Shanghai? Can ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. What is it?
I almost forgot until you reminded me. Hanako's birthday is coming up soon. I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow.
That's an invitation. I'd be happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I barely set foot in there, so I'd be hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves of this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to our books, though before I begin reading again, I steal one last glance at her. Maybe I've been thinking on my situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. The chance to get outside and clear my head will probably do me good. Yeah! Oh, I like this. I like this route, guys. I like this. Lily's my favorite so far because, I don't know, I just like her so far. She's cool. Bored of standing in place and watching the television in a shop window, pulled myself away from the tacky display with little effort. After living in Yamaku, the city seems like an entirely different world. A whole new world!
A dazzling skyline I never knew. Wait, what? Anyway. No running in the halls. Calm and orderly conduct is to be used at all times in the classrooms. Students start to exit rooms after checking both directions for oncomers. Elevators are reserved for movement-impaired students. Single file on stairs. Converge to strict, almost regimental standards. The city shopping arcade might as well be a strange country. Also, man, that car is really loud! I'm trying to narrate here, buddy. And screw you too! Anyway, while the school may have its fair share of hustle and bustle during the festival, the outside world is much different. Sorry, yesterday was your day. And Castle, I don't know. It's strange. Having lived in a metropolitan city before my accident, this should feel more natural than Yamako and the surrounding town ever could. Yet it feels foreign somehow. The elevated walkways and tall buildings, each adorned with billboards taller than any 3 people, don't do anything to distract me from the passing crowd's reactions. Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, the other holding her cane, which taps the ground with a metronome-like steadiness. Looking over to her, that neutral smile of hers still holds. Today's Thursday, Tom. For us, in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Having only seen her in school uniform, I'd not have recognized her as she sat on the bench waiting for me to come. Not for her cane propped up against her and her distinctive hair. Can't tell whether they're glancing at her due to her height, her foreign looks, her obvious blindness, or all 3. Not that any of those would make the situation any less comfortable than it is. Do you have any ideas of where to look for Sisao? Soft voice breaks me out of my line of thought. Can't imagine that she's failing to notice the attention she garners. She seems unfazed by it. I get the feeling she's the type to enjoy walking outside, so she might be used to it by now. Not really. This is my first time in the city, so I've got no idea where to go. Furzo Brown thought, finding a route for us to take. Come to think of it, a way to communicate. Something I noticed in the times I've been with her is how, when deep in thought, she lacks close to any form of body language to show. Expression may change, but not a hint of movement shows. She seems to have little in the way of sweeping physical gestures in general, though, so I've assumed it's part of her reserved nature. Is there a large electronics store near here? Take a quick look around, mostly finding clothing stores. For a few seconds I notice a store with a bright blue sign some distance away that fits her description. Well, I'm part plushie. Do I get a pass, guys? Yep, it's just a bit ahead of us. Should we go in that direction? Thankfully, it's just the information she needed. With a nod, we start off and head toward Lily's unknown destination, landmarks being our guide. Here you go. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate. Enjoy the ice cream, fellas. Good. I made them fresh. My business is going slow, man. Buy more, please. Yo, I want ice cream now, too. I hand the money over to the counter and take the cones to the railing that Lily's sitting on. I get a chat pass? Yeah. Yeah. Yosh. Can't believe it let her trick me like this. It's not only led me to an ice cream stall, also got me to buy her some. At least she gave me the money for hers. Sure enough, she's patiently waiting where I left her. Guess she was planning on making the day an event, rather than a simple shopping trip. I call out to her and slowly place the vanilla cone in her outstretched hands. Being careful to make sure she has a good hold on it before letting go. You know, sometimes you have to let it go, you know. You have to let it go, let it go. Anyway, at least her tastes are fairly normal. I was worried she'd ask for some weird flavor when she first asked. Ah, yes. I would like to get the red bean flavor. Wait, no, I love the red bean flavor. Wait. I like to get the banana pineapple flavored ice cream. What? They have the weird, strange banana pineapple flavor here? Yo, I want to try that. Wait, what? Really? You're using Kaiba lines? Yugi kind of thing. Anyway, here's the change. It's okay, keep it.
I moved to protest, but realized the futility of doing so over such a small amount. Slipped the coins into my pocket, supplementing my meager allowance ever so slightly. Yes. 12 more cents. Lily shows no sign of wanting to get up, so I take a seat beside her and start eating my own ice cream. Chocolate. No, I have not dueled anybody in Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very long time. Because I think the game's done. Yo, Chain Burn's great. I don't know what's wrong with that. I love Burn. I play Burn in a lot of games. You know what? It's not cancer if it burns it. Yo, who plays a white shorts, Tom? That's what we have to do. The summer weather's nice. Hopefully, it will hold out for a while.
You too? I'm beginning to think I'm the only person who prefers winter.
Contemplate her statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. Wi-Fi has died. No, Wi-Fi. Rip. Press F for respects of the Wi-Fi, please. Draws the intended reaction. She's cute when she's pouting. Still, can't really imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go out without bundling up, and you still freeze anyway.
I used to live further north, where there'd be plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either.
At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. She gives an amused giggle as we both get back to finish off our already melting cones. Oh, no. Eat ice cream. I at least sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Look at Lily. I see her dutifully licking her ice cream from the top downwards, blissfully unaware of the fact that it's beginning to melt. It's melting.
Where?
Down a bit. She lowers her mouth from the top of the cone, but has no idea of exactly where the ice cream's dripping. Follows the game of guiding her left and right until she finally finds it. To any onlooker, it must seem absolutely bizarre. Girl with her eyes closed, turning her cone over and over as the guy next to her gives instructions. Strange variant of childhood blindfold games, maybe. Hey, don't kink shame, Hisao. People like that. Good time we finally finish our treats, and while away time conversing casually. Caught mid-sentence, Lily perks her head in her trademark manner. It's an unmistakable sign that something's caught her attention.
Ah.
What is it?
Is Akira somewhere over there? I think I heard her.
I raise an eyebrow as I look in the direction she's facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick out Akira's lone voice in the den. Sure enough, though, blonde girl in a suit can be seen through tiny gaps between people walking every which way. Tom, just use a parasol. Block the heat. With a physical layer to block the heat. Raise a hand and wave, trying to catch her attention. Sato! Hey, Sato! Stops in her tracks and looks towards me, and really is evidently noticing my calls. She does, I notice someone walking beside her. Can't get a look at whoever it is, though, for the two begin walking towards where we are. As we reach us, Lily and I stand and dust ourselves off. You like the cold and rain, Tom? Fair.
Akira.
Hey, you two. She nods toward me. Gesture which I quickly return. Oh, yo! It's my favorite monotone voice. Hell yeah! Let's make everyone feel. What the fuck is that voice again? All right. She nods towards me. Gesture which I quickly return. My gaze shifts towards the younger girl next to her, and our eyes meet. As they do, Kurt plops a hand onto her head, a move which doesn't seem to faze her. I don't believe we met. I'm Hideaki. Pleased to meet you, Hisao. A guy's name? Huh. Guess I just dodged a bullet there. He bows. Someone restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. Come on, Hideaki's great. My best voice yet.
Oh, Hideaki's here too. Are you well?
Akira's been taking very good care of me, thank you. Akira grins as if to affirm the point and rubs his head hard. dragging it around in a circular motion. Please stop that. His rear face during this is somewhat amusing. Uncle's out on business again, so I'm just taking care of him around town for today. I'd have preferred to be spending the day on the date with my boyfriend, but Yaki gives a cough to try and redirect Akira's thoughts. As he does so, I find mine wandering. They're related? Further, as first cousins? Suppose that explains why she's taking care of him in any case. Come to think of it, Hidaki, how did you know my name? Akira told me, being a Yamaka student, I suppose you're disabled in some way. Oh my god, hopefully you don't see Jigoro. It's annoying. Not everyone in Yamaka is disabled. Which I only learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shizen and Misha for a stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out that since the school will accept practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. No, he's gone forever? Yes! Seems unlikely that many in good health would enroll here, though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it is extremely isolated and very much focused on helping disabled students. You're dodging the question. Damn, he's sharp. Or I can say another word, though. He decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to call it myself, your heart. Kira looks mildly curious at me. Her interest piqued as well. That sure was a lucky guess. He sounds just like sweating bullets, like, how did I know? How did I know? How did you? You show no missing limbs or deformities, so external disabilities are out. Considering the lack of any strange mannerisms, it's also unlikely that you'd have any mental disability. But Yamako doesn't take mentally disabled students. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is that of internal disabilities. I didn't know which one you might bear, so I guessed correctly as it turns out. And your reaction confirmed my guess. I am a robot, and I have processed this thought process, and I have won. More than a little bit amused, I look at Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes. But more than a little unsympathetic, logical but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune in a way, as do his looks. May I ask why you're staring at me? Surely I'm not that unusual a specimen. I don't know, Hidaki. You have this most monotone voice. I don't know who gave that to you, but... He was hit by a car. She was hit by a car, but had a great life insurance plan so that Hideaki and Shizune can live off it for the rest of their lives if they wanted to. So they will never suffer any sufferings. And Akira's family will take... the Satos will also make sure that they manage the funds well as family members. So there's nothing wrong even if Jigoro's completely out of the picture. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. We have to make sure. We have to put all the caveats in, you know. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just being coincidental. The ribbon in his hair really is too much. What? What's wrong with ribbons in your hair, man? He just steps on Hideaki steps on a leg, he's just like something like that. I'd say like he just stretched the stretch the sound out if it hurt depending on how much it hurt. This is entirely besides the point though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Kira gives a sharp jab with her elbow. Told you you're not that much different from her. He coughs into his hand. To try and maintain an upright, serious demeanor. I see you met my sister then. Perhaps my full name might help you. I am Hideaki Hakamichi. You are probably thinking of my sister, Shizune Hakamichi. Oh, so she's his brother. Wait a minute.
Hidaki is the son of Akira's uncle, and Shize is his sister. And that means Lilly and Shize's fathers are brothers-in-law. Therefore, Lilly and Shize are first cousins. Lilly groans in an uncharacteristically unrestrained manner. Her reactions earned an amused smirk from her sister. The enmity between the two just took on another meaning. I thought it's simply a matter of difficulty of communication between the two, but Family Feud makes things much more complicated. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She mustn't give it as much weight to the two's conflict as I do. Well, that's how it is. What are you two up to anyway on this fine day? Why are there so many ads? Sorry. Twitch plays ads. That's what they do. We're here. We're shopping for Hanako's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face. So Lilly has just said that the sky wasn't blue, the cloud's not white. Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes, why? Is something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's an utterly unbefitting expression. It's almost so rowdy and headstrong. Folks didn't call you yet? So Lilly shakes her head cluelessly. Look at Hideaki to see if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey, Shorty. Sorry. Could you hang out with Isao for a while? He nods and waves her off. Akira placing an arm on Lily's shoulder as she guides her away and out of earshot. So I'm alone with Shorty. Hey, Shorty. It's Hideaki, actually. You know, it's not Shorty. Why am I more monetized than 90%? Oh my god! That's a shots fired, man! I re-upload this on YouTube, thank you very much. And it's not monetized, it's true. Well, still, come on. Come on. Nice weather, isn't it? Yeah. It seems so. I guess they dumped us. Indeed. What a farcical attempt at small talk. Got no idea how to talk to this guy. His robotic responses aren't helping. Beep, boop, beep. I can do the monkey. Blood and a stone come to mind. Without another word, he begins to rock on his feet in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Supposing the conversation over, I decide to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. This is not advertiser friendly? This is totally advertiser friendly. What are you talking about? I'm going to search for a present. Coming? Not much else to do. For a little while, we come to a small shop beside the convenience store. $20 minerals on a 10-minute VOD. Man, people do that? Ew. I don't even. It was like funny. I don't even play the ads. It's like Twitch plays it. Like I'm innocent. I just sit here. Let's play the game. For once, the store windows aren't filled with electronics and computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and all manners of woodcraft oddities. Othello's Antiques. Oh, yo, we bought the. Hanako's birthday gift here originally. A little fake muffin. Antique store. Well, if there's anything in this town that's suit Hanako, guess it'd be here. Reach for the old-looking door handle, pull back at the last minute as I realize my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I'll just be in the newsstand for a while, don't mind me. His voice makes it painfully clear he has zero interest in what's in the store, and he doesn't feel obligated to follow me. As he wanders off without another word, I push the thick wooden door and enter the store, a bell above me ringing out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves is distinctly anachronistic. I look to the counter beside the door. The graying man behind it sits there silently, reading a tattered book. He
certainly fits the look of the place. Slowly wandering through the aisles, the person I'm reminded of as I inspect each handcrafted or imported oddity in turn isn't Hanako. Crouching down, I examine the ancient oak desks inside the shop window. At least 30 dolls, all varying wildly in size and make. The only similarity between them is the long Victorian dresses they wear. Turn the price tag of one that looks to be about waist high. It's not in my price bracket at all. Do the same to each of them, getting more and more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is until I reach the very smallest one. It's affordable, yet of quality make and with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. Nice narration, mate. Thanks. I try. Decide that it's the kind of present Hanako would appreciate. Pretty looking and far from gaudy. Very carefully pick it up, I decide to keep looking around the store. Not sure whether it's because I like the atmosphere or out of simple curiosity. Peeking around the corner before I go to the next aisle, see that the shelves in this one are stocked with wooden toys, from toy cars to intricate automatons. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain wooden box. Feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. Hey, it's an orgel. Music box. The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open. The little metal drum inside begins to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. That's what we're gonna do, guys. Take a quick listen. Alright, I got impatient. Next. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag in my fingers and bring it up to my face. The minuscule cursive writing taking some effort to read. Thought it was a brick for a moment? It's affordable. Sort of. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with a doll and music box in hand. When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits up, takes stock of them. He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone of my age buying them. It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two, and leave the store with a small, opaque bag in hand. Hideaki being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. It's a portable brick. No, it's a music box. Tom, goddammit. I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lilly. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head off back to the fountain. Hideaki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. We're not throwing the music box, guys. It's not a brick. Not a brick. Not a brick. Not a brick. Lilly and Akira stand there waiting for us. Their faces hard to read. Aim for a window. It's not a brick. Hey, you ready to go, shorty? Yaki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her. See ya, Lilly. Sal, tell Hanako I said happy birthday. We will. Bye. See ya.
Goodbye, Akira.
And with that, the two disappear into the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lilly, I notice she's carrying a small bag. It's now that I realize why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, now she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present?
Yes. Have you?
Yeah. Hashtag Hideaki did nothing wrong? Fair. That's true. We're not hitting Hideaki. Hideaki did nothing wrong.
Shall we head back to the bus stop then?
No, not hashtag Hideaki did everything wrong. That girly manly voice though? Man. Okay. There should be a bus back to Yamako pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. Feels strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense, and the whole atmosphere extraordinarily awkward. Silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this. Love it? Thank you.
Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright for you?
I have no other possible obligations anyway, so I reflexively nod. only afterwards, so I remember that doing so is pointless. Quickly answer so by speech. Tries to collect herself, a task that looks almost pitiable. How plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are.
Sorry, Isao. You said the bus would be coming soon, right?
That's right. Meow. Now that she says that, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today?
I don't believe so. Why do you ask?
It's the point where I normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even without that, you'll have to trust me, okay? Take her hand and gently lead her on. A distant face, placed by one of mild surprise and curiosity. As the waitress sets the cup of tea and cup of coffee that I ordered onto the table, thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going, rather I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover a little, Lilly tentatively sips at her cup to take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As I hoped, her face lights up as she realizes what flavor it is.
Ah, this is wonderful. Isao, how did you know that this was?
I'd asked for French vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. While I don't really know much about tea, it sounded like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream, a tea connoisseur I am definitely not. Yo, that's actually okay. Isao, you got 0.2 points on 0.2 points in my book for that one. That was good. It's good. That was good, man. It was a lucky guess. You really like the tea, don't you? She puts her teacup down and gives a tiny nod. A familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again.
Drinking tea is calming, I think.
The amount you drink. You sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction's pretty common nowadays.
Did I ever say I wasn't?
I'm addicted. Wait, what? She lets out a giggle as my head drops. We all have our vices, I suppose. And there are worse things to be addicted to. How many points does Isao have now? With that 0.2 points, I think he's at like 0.7. Maybe 1.7 even. Could be less. I might have given negative points. I might reset his points to 0 after every playthrough, actually. You know what? I should just do that. He's at 0.2. Make it easy. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. Begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her, till she sets down her cup.
Isao, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question?
That depends on the question, I guess.
I was wondering what your favorite color is. Everyone has one, after all.
I almost replied before realizing why the seemingly mundane question was actually quite strange. My favorite color, but she gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. Well, the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her. There's any harm in giving it. Negative. That's a lot of negatives, you know. I've always had a thing for green. I say that's my favorite.
Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color?
I suppose grass fields, trees in summer, the army as well with camouflage.
Men always seem to like the military.
Hey! Speak for yourself, Isao. I am a man who does not like my military, and my favorite color is orange because orange is a very catchy color. This route has bonus points for Isao as he has taste for once. Alright, so give him +1 to your score, King. Negative 9999998. I might have also added an extra 9, whatever. Orange is mine too. Yo, Tom! Isao's nose taste without Hanako. Fair fake muffin. Oh, snap. King's betraying. Have fun watching Double Ray Card, though, man. It looks good from what people have said. Yo, Tom, you can't wait for that last route then, right? That ridden route.
But that sounds like a nice color. A very nice color.
She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice. Considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind, labeling it by association seems reasonable enough. Actually, I don't think we know if Lilly's been blind since birth or not, right? Orange ring? Sounds good. Okay. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours?
White. I'm told that the color of snow and of ice cream.
I'm told that's the color, okay. You're no better than me then. If you only like the cat color because of a favorite food, I guess white is nice too, though. Speaking of colors, it'll be getting dark soon. Let me help you out. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mine, to help lever her up from her seat at the table. Softness compared to mine takes me off guard, so I'm really not used to such casual contact. And get used to it, man. Yeah, you know what? You could. I have so many tweets every day. I go through like 1,000 tweets every day, so of like just looking at stuff. So like, there's a ton of tweets. Everyone tweets lots of things, and I think that's fine. Oh, Rin with orange hair works because she's wacky. That's fair. Unique. Not orange hair. Wow. Orange Rin. It doesn't seem to bother her at all, though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect to her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this.
Oh, thank you, Hisao.
She gives an earnest smile at the gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before.
That was a date, wasn't it?
It was. That doesn't elude either of us, the question's answer being so self-evident as if to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is. Certainly can't be sure. Feels like something a little more than friendship. Our whoosh. Understanding? Empathy? Searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult, nonetheless. Would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents. The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable, and her face, though still pointing to the street ahead of her, lowers just a little.
Okay.
Yeah! Yeah! We'll go on dates again! Walk down the hall of the girls' dormitories, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. Been carrying the box in there for a while now, still not sure of what to do with it. You thunk her too hard and confuddle, Tom? It's okay. This whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. Well, I've known Hanuko's upcoming birthday party for a while now. I had no idea exactly what the celebrations would be, until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care.
Hisao, we'll be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lilly Sato.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, people want to make friends here. It's fine, Fake Muffin. I'm not going to stop people from being like, hey, I'm on this Discord. Although you could just message each other, as well. If you're okay with, being in the public eye, as few people as that may be, I'm okay with you putting it here, I think there's a way to message people directly on Twitch. I think you can whisper them. And Tom, if you wanted, you could do that too. Same verse, same as the first, you know? Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. Hey, no problems. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. He wanted to knock. My knock wasn't good enough for him. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I can just pick out Hanako and Lily's voices. As they finish, Lily calls out, "Might that be Hisao?" "Yep, got the note you left for me." "You can come in. The door is unlocked." Glad that I managed to get the right room, I press down the handle and let myself in. As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. Oh yeah, we get to see them in sleeping clothes again. Yay! Lily sits at a low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in only my normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. Steal a quick glance at the lovely sight of the two, my eyes tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin, and pale legs, only with a measure of reluctance. Hisao's like, "I'm staring at these two like a pervert." God damn it, Hisao. Sneak a glance real quick. Hi. Oh, hi. I think I brought everything that was needed. Smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. The look of her last night, a tentative, almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence returned, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. "You're done with shirt, bro." No. Do everything with permission. That's how we do it here. I look at Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she wears something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi, Hanako. Happy birthday! Yo, thanks for a follow, Fake Muffin. Officially. You haven't ever seen the whisper on your end, Tom? Weird. The whisper is in like a separate message box, maybe? I'm not sure how it works. Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. Feel free to take a seat, Hisao. I'll just pour you some tea. Sure thing. Lily takes the steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into our teacups. So I take a seat beside them, setting my bag against a nearby wall. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, I realize that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, slightly different from that in mine. Probably faint perfume or nail polish. Could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is the plain nature of the room, visually. Beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings. It's distinctly utilitarian, something I should have anticipated given her blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee height to waist height. Some of them have printed titles, others are entirely blank except for dots of braille. The fact that the ones with printed titles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her in Akira after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. Oh, I do all my live streams at 7 p.m, Tom. What are you talking about? Not only Katawa Shoujo. Although, yeah, I'm doing Katawa Shoujo on Thursdays, because that's why I call it Visual Thursdays, you know? Do visual novels. Makes sense, in my opinion. Hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap, and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible, reaching down her neck and out to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't really look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So how old are you turning? 18? The look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, showed that she was trying to mentally tune me out. It's really quite awkward. Today's Thursday for me. So, like, I'm in New York, so it's Thursday, 8:48 p.m. for my time, as of this very moment as I'm saying it.
Yes. Oh, on the plus side, it's only 2 more years till you can drink. So who's older, you or Lily? Lily. She had her birthday in February. What about yours? Earlier this year, so it's already passed. Unstated is that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was a particularly low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. Yeah, sure, go. Post stuff. As long as it's not, like, offensive. Although no one will know until they click it. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we've been having. Huh. It tastes different than the tea we have in school. Ah, sharing the love and joy of orange. Fair. It's a different variety, rather than the kind we've been having there. You've never tasted orange chapeau before? Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee after all. Like when we were in town. This is nice though. Hey, we have rules. Yo, Tom, press exclamation point rules. I forgot what my rules are. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We'll finish our cups at about the same time. Hanako feeling rather badly at looking at hiding our anticipation for the cakes that's sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Cake! Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First thing first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways and dig around in my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. There is no spoilers, no racism, no politics, no excuses. Done. Simple. No excuses. What? No excuses? No excuses. I added that one just because I felt like it. I don't even know what it means. Don't worry. I mean, am I making an excuse about myself? Oh no, I'm banned. I'm banning myself. Yes. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Happy birthday. Uncle silently sits looking at them for seconds on end, out of sheer surprise. A little wooden doll, replete with Victorian era dress and a little hat, lays next to a light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. It's explosively cute, and then the bot just says, I'm adorable, Tom. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presence. Thank you, Lily, and Hisao. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. Aww. Yep. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming. So much that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. Aw, yeah. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear. You thunk too much? Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday! I'm still here. You know, I'm Hisao. How's it going? Main character of Katawa Shoujo, kind of, I guess. People don't like me. They like the girls better for obvious reasons. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. Guess that for Hanako, simply having anyone, to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Oh, look at that. Oh, so that's a cute one. I think we got a different CG because we got different gifts in the Hanako route, right? Your brain cells didn't need that? Uh-oh. What happened, Tom? What happened, Tom? Send it to me on my Discord if it's something I should look at later, too. Hanako gently takes the doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. For a long time, all three of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons us. Shall we have at the cake, then? It's all you remember from today now? Proposal is met with 2 looks of unhidden anticipation.
No arguments from me. Yo, how's it going, Hina? Welcome. Yo, the party started. We're like an hour and a half into the Lilly route. Okay. Phew! That was good. I contentedly sit back, both Lilly and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. Yo, amateurs! I finish cake all the time. I don't think I could fit any more in. I think the next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle, but I can't help noticing that come this time next year, we'll have graduated from Yomaku. That fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idly looking around Lily's neat and orderly room, her books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books?
You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you can overcome 2 language barriers, I'll be quite impressed.
2, Braille and, oh right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it.
One could say, it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection.
She says it in jest, but I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Better learn Braille and English, Sal. That's all. Excuse me. Hanako giggles quietly as he reaches over the closet, the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only a cursory glance. Death on the Nile in large letters on the cover is the only printed text to be seen. Which English? Legible English. Oh. Sit down for a while with the book open on my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. English or wrong English? It's probably like actual English, you know? Try as it might to feel out the dots of Braille printed on each page. They seem to blend into one another, becoming indistinct. I used to be able to read Braille, actually. Like, I taught myself how to. In high school. Not a widely used skill on my end. Yes, not an American English, most likely. I thought this would be a lot easier than it actually is. Some practice, though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast pace. Noticing a silence that has probably begun earlier, looking from the dotted page to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Something wrong?
Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing.
I am inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. America doesn't use Braille that much? No, it's not that. It's just that because I can read, like I have my sight on me, knowing Braille didn't really do me much good because I can read everything normally with my eyes. So like while I do have my sense of touch, it's like I picked up the language, I learned it, because it's a matter of just like ciphering the touch of the Braille to my hands so I can recognize it. But then I didn't really use it further than that. So like it was just kind of like, hey, look, I can read a little Braille, and then I read a few things with it, and I was like, well, but I could also just, you know, read things normally. You probably use more ASL than I use Braille, Tom. It's fair.
To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you pitied us, I would have been quite offended.
There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I quite possibly place as pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. Yeah, I definitely like sign language as a whole be a lot more useful. Yeah, both ASL and JSL. Just in general, in my opinion as well. Yeah, I can agree with that. I wouldn't worry about that. Considering the position I found myself in, perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interactions with me after my heart attack. I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face.
Catch myself from going any further, but not soon enough. Both the girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats, thankfully ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? The door. Everyone looks towards it, trusting Lily's senses. Sure enough, door handle shudders and turns. A flash of yellow and black slipping through. Akira Sato is in the house. Happy birthday, Hanako. Thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops her tall bag beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. Guess she must have met Akira before, not a huge surprise, given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence, but she also doesn't pull any punches at how she acts despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you had work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday too, so for now, I'm here. She grins widely at Hanako, flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downward toward her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she was trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she manages to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Aww. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. Makes you respect how well Akira can handle her. Make her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, she reaches into the bag beside her and gradually displays its contents. Out come 2 large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and suspect mine's no different. Lily's not seeing the proceedings. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Oops. Akira, this isn't. What is it? Wine. 1 red, 1 white. Akira, that's... Relax. It's not like she's here to scold you. Lily has a point. It's not exactly allowed on campus. Or anywhere, really. We're still short of the legal drink age, remember? Rich words coming from someone practically drooling as he examines a bottle. She's got me there. I'm genuinely interested in trying some, even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. Yo, Tom, don't do it! No! Not a full bottle. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I gotta get back to work pretty soon. So soon? You only just arrived. You're cheering him on, though. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you two again, though. And you, Hisao. See you later. Goodbye, Akira. She levers herself up with a grunt and walks out of the room, leaving us alone with the 2 items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle as her sister's antics, as Hanako takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She rests her elbows on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose. Thinking things through, she really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. You're out of wine? It's okay. I don't have any wine either. Well, it's already here. We may as well have some. No sooner does she say that, I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. Small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a bit a few minutes ago. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Yo, save the vodka, man. Save the vodka.
Good God. Oh my God, my vision's going blurry. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink?
My head hurts.
Yeah, too much to drink. Rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we all drank the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side asleep. It's a miracle I don't feel as ill as Lily. I mean, you know, you have to save it for a special occasion, Tom. You know, when I start Neko Power Volume 3, when I do a drunk stream, when I go, yo, let me bust out my vodka and then we'll drink. You know, one of those. Speaking of vodka and busting it out, I need to get some, like, orange juice. I want some screwdrivers. That's probably tomorrow. So I have nice screwdrivers from Tetris 99.
Hey, Sal. I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen.
It's fine, Lily. Tell you the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Yeah, I do occasional drunk student speak muffin.
Really?
Like, I did a casual drinking stream when I did Valhalla. I drink through every Knuckle Power live stream I've done. Those have all been on YouTube though, for various things. Think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay?
As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time?
The time, it's... Quickly look at my wristwatch. Its numerals barely legible in the gloom. About midnight.
Curfew's in effect then.
Yeah, guess as much. Well, I'll have to sleep here for tonight. As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up.
Hanako.
No. Go back to sleep. Don't try to get up.
Hisao, I have to.
You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest.
But what about...
I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her. Don't worry. So give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them. I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Plop. Yes, Tom. Valhalla was a great visual novel. That was fun.
Thank you, Hisao.
No problem. The least I can do. Look outright wasted. Wasted.
I'm not wasted. Just a little bit tired.
She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. Grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. Thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did, though. Stand and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, and 1 guy sleeping overnight with them, the female student's dorm. What a scandal that'd be if it broke out. This is why teenagers shouldn't drink is only 18. Well, in Canada, that's legal, you know. Canadians can drink at 18. And plus, you know, that's why, you know, they're fine. You know, they're all legal age. They're all legal age, guys. As I move to sit back down at the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Sprawling, disheveled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. Crouch down to get a better look. White skin blends in with the white pillow of the bed. Look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. This is creepy. He's just staring at her while she's sleeping. What? Just saying, Hisao, you're kind of creepy. Creeper. Actually, the first time I drank, I was 7 years old, and it was beer, and I asked my parents for it, my dad for it, and he gave me some, and I tasted it. I was like, wow, this tastes like crap. My dad laughed. So, you know, that's my story, guys. That's my drinking origin scandal. Drank at 7 years old with under parental permission, and I hated it because it was beer. With that said, I like hard liquor now, so I don't know what that say about me. Anyway, usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now, though, she seems painfully delicate. I
think back to Hanako's presence. Thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I'd hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year. Yeah, beer tastes pretty awful, in my opinion as well. I know a lot of people like it, but like if I want to drink something that weak in alcohol, like something that tastes good, you know. Just she and Lilly, all alone. Guess it wasn't just the presents she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Isao. All you drink is vodka and wine, Tom? Well, you know, I mix it up. You know, I like my tequilas, I like my rums, I like my whiskeys, I like my scotch. I like my hard liquors, essentially, is what it is for me, personally. I try not to drink that much, though, because I have a very, very high tolerance, and it's very expensive. Which is why I usually do, like, drunk streams every once in a while. Plus, my parents occasionally watch my live streams or rewatch my uploads. And then they'll occasionally comment if I've been drinking one too many times in a month. Like, hey, have you been drinking too much? Whiskey makes you violent, Tom? Alright, fair. No whiskey for you then. Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you? For what? For being here. That's okay. Zero deep breath. It's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. Closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Isao, are you? Soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears slowly wakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. The moment I slowly open my... Whoa! Ah! Taken by surprise at the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine, make our heads collide with a harsh thud. The impact of our foreheads causes both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain. Lily sounded more like a squeak toy than a person. Ow, ow, ow! Slowly over my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same, her face obviously pained. Sorry. Face was kind of close, I act on reflex, you okay? My head. Seems she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, doubt that the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Hangover? Drank a fair bit last night. No lose yet. This is technically the safe for stream version, as in, like, I have the adult content disabled, so it's gonna have, like, you know, it's gonna have some boobs, but other than that, you know, it's not gonna have the very explicit stuff. Yeah, Twitch would kill the stream if it was just full frontal nudity and, like, sex and stuff, you know. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. Offer a hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanako's still fast asleep. It's not fair. I only drank as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. Anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. All you see is anime titty. Basically, yeah. That doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. Rub the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, as I walk to the counter. Tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It only takes a few seconds for the glass to fill, the clear water reflecting a sliver of light that makes it through the thin curtains. Okay, we probably won't see any tonight. Looks like Lily's taking a seat on the side of the bed. Walk over to her while taking care to step over to peacefully sleeping Hanako. Place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. Took a seat next to her, soft bed having a surprising amount to give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passed with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I looked at Lily's face and attempted to read her expression. Her brows furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. You see Thido? We've seen a lot of Thido already, Tom. What are you talking about? For a moment I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder, attempt to reassure her. I expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lily quickly shakes her head, matter somewhat more violent than usual for her. She had a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now.
I moved to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. More thigh then? Lily gives a self-deprecating snort, as if to mock her own emotions.
There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back when we were in town. Even now, I'm a bit confused about everything.
Believe me, know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers.
We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we?
Come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out into the real world. Excuse me. The real world. Sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess the strange divorced feeling in Iwaku and the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will. It's strange. In hindsight, being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. Wry grin on her face. Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement at that idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops.
I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon.
Is that why we had to reschedule Hanuko's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. You're not looking forward to it.
I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore.
Wait, what? Mouth hangs open as I tried to process what she said. She's 18. That means she had been only 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents, with both of them working long hours, but that's... I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. Oh, they're playing serious music. But why?
Why did they leave? Or why are they inviting Akira and me back?
Both, I suppose.
My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently.
Tom gets sleep. I know it's like, what is it, like 2:15 for you right now?
My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan, for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick.
I'm sorry. No, it's only 2 a.m.
Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice.
Equally strange is a total lack of antipathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. Can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was.
Hisao?
Walk over to my bag, still leaning against the wall. Unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the opaque bag from within. Take the small plain box in my hands. Hold your hands out, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box into her open palms. Her typically delicate way of handling it, making it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out its contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line between the lid and box of the box. Then effortlessly pops open the lid. Take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely emotionless as she listens to the diminutive tiny melody, her mouth just slightly open. The mobile brick is back. It's not a brick! It's not a brick! Takes a long while before she closed the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miniature performance playing in her hands. Throw it at Kenji? Okay, that's fair, though. That is fair. It's a fair and good suggestion. Smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going-away present for your trip to Scotland.
I will.
Restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. She climbs out of the blankets I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. Oh yeah, Jiguro's a better choice, actually, yeah. See, you're finally up.
What?
Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open, mind far from being as awake as her body. Day's state makes me and Lily chuckle. As Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. Guess I better get going then. There'll be questions I'm seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning.
Goodbye, Hisao.
Oh, goodbye. Stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me, frees as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly even every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Immediately after that, her face slowly moves next to mine, like a momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absentmindedly bring my fingers to my cheek, as if to try and recapture that fleeting feeling.
Lily. That's my thank you, Hisao.
Thank you?
For your present. Have a nice day in school.
With that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it, the muffled voice of her and Hanako audible through it much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring to my step. I think there were some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building. Find it difficult to care. Oh, look at that. Hisao getting some. Oh, man, this is fun. Oh, man, I like it. Oh, it's so good. Uh-oh. We got some Misha going, He-chan! But, you know what? We're going to leave that for next week. I think we've streamed long enough. I am starving. I have food that I must eat. So for now, this is Anime Fan RK2K. Thank you very much for joining me for tonight's Visual Thursdays, where we got to play some good old-fashioned Lilly route. Say that as if this is the first time playing it, but whatever. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight as well. Do what you will. Have a good one. Peace. Oh, no problem. I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for watching. See ya next week. Or, you know, whatever stream I do.